Hi guys. Um, Today I wanted to share about Ephesians chapter 6 verses 1 till 9. The first part of Ephesians 6 that talks about obedience but also humility. Um, that first part commands us to respect and obey the elders, the parents and plays, but also spiritually our elders in faith. The Bible adds that it will give us peace. It reminds us to not submit to them because of them, but because we are the slaves of Christ. This part called us to obey with humility so we can be happy and live a long life. A strange solution to have happiness. Humble yourself to accomplish the will of God. It's funny because we learn by society that to be happy you must be rich, affirm yourself, be yourself, or do what you want to do, or be what you want to be. In other words, to be happy you must idolize yourself and running after worldly wealth. But the Bible calls us to absolute humility, to obey and submit with joy to give God glory. In other words, our Father who's in heaven, rejoice in your humility. If you don't humble yourself, sorry, I'm outside. And okay, you will not want to obey because you think that you're better than them and you have nothing to learn from them. Even when you obey, you'll be complaining all the time because you'll think like you're gonna think like, oh, they're unfair to me, oh, that's not just, oh, no. So it will not be coming from your heart. It's important to know that God rejoices in your humility because you show him that you're nothing without his grace. And no matter your position or who you are little compared to his glory, like he told Job. When you read in Job 30, chapter 38 till chapter 42, when God was talking to Job, because before 38, you see God when Job was complaining, like, I don't understand why all of these are happening. And I really loved how God was talking to him, the conversation he had with God, because God was reminding him, like, I don't owe nothing to you, and you just because just because, like, you are like you are my servant, or you think that you never did something wrong, means that I have to answer to you. The world taught us that not listening is being cool, while truly not listening is being arrogant, or when you always arguing with your elders, that means expressing yourself, but that's just being disobedient. It's just like somehow we change. We may, instead of like just calling out the true, like, what are you doing, like truly what you're doing, we somehow manage to like put little cute words so it doesn't sound like, oh, that's really like grave. It sounds like, it's not like that, okay? Or like there is other ways to like express your opinion without like arguing and be rude or like disobeying to your elders, because you need to understand that as a Christian, that's a command coming from God, you know. It's one of those 10, it's one of the 10 commandments. So either you want to express yourself or not, or whatsoever, you know, there is other way to do it without disobey your parents or being rude. In Proverbs chapter 1 verse 8, it says, "Hear, my son, your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching." It's not for nothing that the Bible tells us several times to obey our parents. Yes, they represent authority, but also if you cannot obey the authority that you have physically, you will be foolish to believe that you can obey the Father who's in heaven, you know. And if you cannot submit with humility to your parents that you have in front of you, how do you think you're gonna be humble enough to obey to God? You see? And what we don't realize is sin can become a nature if we do it constantly. And when it become a habit, you're gonna react the same with the Holy Spirit. Like, because we think that we can be able to like sin with people and it's not gonna affect the relationship with Christ. But the thing is, when you do something constantly, it becomes a habit, it becomes a nature. It's gonna be automatic, like you're gonna do it automatically. Sometimes you're not gonna even think that, oh, I just did that. It's just gonna come out like that. And the thing is, that's how you're gonna react also in your relationship with God. You know, you're not gonna, it's like a relationship, like how you treat one relationship is how you're gonna treat another one. Like how you treat your parents, how you treat people around you, it's the same way you're gonna treat with God. Okay, it's just you're gonna be hypocrite to yourself and think that it's not the same, you know, you know, I'm like acting differently, but that's really not true. The verse 6 says, like Ephesians 6 verse 6, it says to be obedient as slaves of Christ. Being a slave to someone means being okay, ça veut dire être dominé par la personne, tu sais, like the person, like you follow his order, you obey with his order, you obey his commandments. Like you it's no longer about your desire, but it's about him, what he wants you to do, what he wants you to be. So as a slave of Christ, you belong to Christ, and it is Christ who decides for you, because you depend on him. So how can you say that you're a slave to Christ but you don't obey? Why you don't obey to his commandments? You don't obey to what he tells you. Like that just doesn't make sense. Like you never it's like as a slave follow like you that just doesn't make sense to say that you're a slave or you were a servant, but you don't obey. So then like you're not really the servant of your master. You're just like you're doing things on your own. It is important to understand that humility leads to obedience, and to not seek to elevate yourself or think that you are better than everyone else. God elevates those who humble themselves. and not those who elevate themselves. Do not wait for God Himself to humble you before starting to do so, because it's not gonna be pretty. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share today, and I hope I hope this message will help you, and God bless you, everyone. Have a nice day and a nice week.